It's time now for the big screen. We take a look at the movies coming to theaters and streaming platforms this weekend.
Seattle Refined's movie guru Candace McMillan joins us this morning. How you doing on this Friday, Candace? Good to see you.
Doing great. How about you guys?
Doing amazing. Thank you.
Doing fabulous.
Yeah.
Glad it's Friday. So let's start with the movie that we just talked about with Judy Greer right before the commercial break. What did you think of The Long Walk?
I love that you talked to Judy Greer. That is so great. She's the best. I really liked The Long Walk, and her role may be a little smaller in it, but she's really good in as the mom, Cooper Hoffman's mom. Before The Hunger Games, for Handmaid's Tale, Stephen King wrote The Long Walk, a piece of dystopian horror that he started while he was in college, but it wasn't published until 1979. And it's finally getting a silver screen adaptation, which I think is the right time in American history to get this adaptation. And it's a grueling, gruesome depiction of alternate America. Every year, one boy from each state must walk until only one is left standing. They cannot stop for any reason, or they are shot dead. So it's not for the faint of heart, but it's all about the characters, which is what Stephen King does so well. This is very, very captivating. Cooper Hoffman stars as our lead, Raymond Garrity. David Janssen stars as his friend and competitor. Mark Hamill is there as the Major, who is the film's villain. Judy Greer is Cooper Hoffman's mom, who's kind of cheering him on, trying to get him to the end. There's some rough and often explicit scenes, so don't think this is just a character study. There is plenty of horror here for people who like violence and deranged imagery, but I thought this was a very moving film. One of the better Stephen King adaptations of this year, and we've seen a couple, so it's bleak, but it's worth it to me.
The mind of Stephen King. I will never understand, but it sounds so intriguing. I might cover my eyes. You think I might cover my eyes in some of the scenes? Like with the killing? Okay.
Yeah. There are some pretty explicit scenes.
All
and
right.
they trick you. You're like, oh, this is just them talking on the walk and you won't see anything. And then it's like,
oh my
bam,
gosh.
close up.
Okay, I don't know if I'm ready for that one.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not a Tyra movie, maybe. That's fine.
All right. I'm curious, though. So next on the list, another movie you can find in theaters, Downton Abbey, the grand finale.
Yes. So, there's a well-known saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And I think whatever 19th century philosopher said that somehow had seen Downton Abbey, 200 years ago. Because if you like Downton Abbey, you are going to love Downton Abbey, the grand finale, which is just more of the same. Mm-hmm. Lady Mary, Lord Grantham, and the crew behind the scenes, the servants who are, tending to them, return for one last hurrah. They may not be traveling to exotic locations this time, but there is quite the scandal. Divorce, dun dun dun. Dun, dun, dun. Lady Mary served divorce papers, which is a life event that is unbefitting a woman of her stature. Meanwhile, a scoundrel may have swiped Cora's American inheritance, and Downton is at a crossroads financially and culturally, preparing for a changing of the old guard to the new. If you've seen any amount of Downton Abbey, either 6 seasons that it was, as a series, and the 2 feature films that they've released, then you know exactly what to expect from the grand finale. I don't think if you're going to see this movie, you know what you're getting, and that is awesome because it's completely predictable. You're there for the impeccable costume design, the hilariously restrained conflict, a wistfulness for a bygone era. It's one last jaunt into that world, and if you don't like Downton Abbey, this will fall flat, but if you do, I think you'll be crying by the end.
Okay, so for somebody who has not seen the series Downton Abbey, can you go into this without doing so, and will it impact what you thought of the series, do you think?
If you have no idea what's happening with Downton Abbey, this will mean very little to you because it's all about the relationships. You need to know some of what's happened in the series or in the films. It's not like it's offensive. You'll sit there and enjoy the pretty costumes and the accents and the set design.
Yeah.
But it will be pretty meaningless.
There's context there. Kind of like with the Sex and the City movies. It was just like,
that's true.
There's context.
Exactly.
Yes.
You gotta know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You gotta know.
And lastly, this one's for streaming. It's called Warfare. What did you think of that one?
Yeah, so I missed this one in April. It came through theaters in April. I was out for spring break, and so it's coming to HBO Max this weekend. I was really excited to give it a shot, and it's a very slim 90 minutes, and it's another brutal brutal film, but it's a really well done brutal film. It's a retelling of a very real attack that occurred in 2006 during the Iraq War. Writer-director Alex Garland, who gave us last year's domestic dystopian nightmare Civil War, is back with a very technical war film. And it aims to be true to the experiences of these men who went through this, which is a cool twist on, a simple war expedition. Ex-Navy SEAL Ray Mendoza co-writes and co-directs with Garland, so it has authenticity. It's not an easy watch. It's very hyper-realistic. It's very chaotic. The sound design is epic, even from your home theater. But the performances are really good. And, Will Poulter, Joseph Quinn, Tefera Wunatai, among others. It's gripping, authentic. It feels you feel like you're there, if it's life or death, for better or for worse. So if this is your type of movie, I think you'll really enjoy this one, and it's on HBO Max.
All these life or death movies, my goodness.
I'm sorry, Tyra.
It's okay. Well, we got 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they all serve their purpose for someone in the audience.
Just an intense movie watching this week.
I know. I will say I'm reading reviews and spoilers for The Long Walk already because I do want to watch it, but I feel like if I know what happens, I will be more prepared.
Feel better about it?
Yes. Yes.
Like,
I mean,
sure.
This is no spoiler. Only one boy can end alive.
Right.
So that's not 49 are not going to make it.
Oh my goodness.
gosh.
All right. Okay, Candace, thank you so much.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
Until
too.
next week. My goodness.
That just sounds intense. The Long Walk really intrigues me, though. It just looks like a really good film.
Yeah, I'd watch. I think I will see it. Maybe not in theaters, on the big screen.
Comfort some home with a
Yeah.
blanket and some
So
popcorn.
then I can turn it off when I want or like pause it when I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.